Spider-Man No Way Home was directed by John Watts and it stars Tom Holland as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. And this movie picks up where we left off of Spider-Man Far From Home, where Mysterio revealed Peter Parker's identity that he is Spider-Man to the world, and now people in New York are like suing him for what he did to Mysterio, even and also when that happens, Peter Parker is all like, maybe I can go to Dr. Stephen Strange to see if he can help me get me out of this disgusting situation. And so he goes up to Doctor Strange and asks Doctor Strange for help if he can create a spell to forget the world that he is that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But then when that fails, we get other dangerous villains from from other worlds to come to Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Tom Holland's Peter Parker and Spider-Man's world, and then now it's up to Tom Holland to figure out what, and now it's up to Tom Holland's Peter Parker to fight these villains and take them all back to their world. And now we got Spider-Man No Way Home, and this movie was awesome. This is a really good Spider-Man movie. I was really looking forward to this movie, but I'm not the only one who was really looking forward to this movie. I mean, other Spider-Man fans were really looking forward to this movie as well. It was really, now I saw the movie. I saw the movie in 3D, and the 3D was great. And I gotta tell you, is Spider-Man No Way Home, is this movie worth a watch? Yes. Is this movie any good? Yes. This movie was fantastic. This is by far one of the best Marvel movies of all times. This is a big, incredible Marvel movie. This movie is huge. So anyway, I mean, after all this time, after all this time that we all been waiting for the trailer, like, remember over the summer that we was gonna get the trailer for the teaser trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. The reason why we didn't get the trailer, we've been waiting all summer long for the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer, is mainly because maybe they had to do reshoots, or maybe they don't want to give out spoilers, which I understand, or maybe they needed some time. You know, Sony had to hold on to the trailer, and I know that made fans upset, but it didn't make me upset. I was just like, where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? No teaser trailer at all. So now we still got the teaser trailer, and also we've been waiting for the second trailer. I don't know what took so long for us to get a second trailer as well. Same thing with second trailer. I don't know what took so long. Maybe they didn't want to come out with the teaser trailer yet. Mainly, I think maybe they had to hold on to it mainly because I think some fans who hasn't seen Spider-Man Far From Home need to watch it, which is my understanding. But thing is, now we still have our trailers, which is good. They was gonna come out with the final trailer, but I said no final trailer. Y'all could have been come out with this final trailer in the first place, and now it's too late. So now, I guess they decided not to put out the final trailer, so they don't give out any spoilers, which is good. So now we got the trailers, now we got the TV spots, now we got some of the action figures, and now we got the movie, and I think this movie was fantastic. So what's really cool about now, and also too, the movie was also pushed back by, last year when the pandemic hit us, the movie actually got delayed to July. The movie was going to come out July of 2021, but the movie got pushed back to this date on December 17th, 2021. And also too, I think it was like last month or so, or maybe back in October, that this movie was going to get delayed. So the movie was going to get pushed back to January next year. But I was so worried. I think some fans who heard about it were worried, and I was worried too. I was like, no, but we got our teaser now, and also we got our teaser movie poster. Thank God, probably saved the movie's life to keep it on the December 17th, 2021 release date, which is great. So I'm so happy I got a chance to see the movie, and also there was some really cool reactions in the movie that I almost lost it. So when I saw a couple of reactions in the movie, I lost it, and also too, I kind of cried, but I'm not gonna tell you what those reactions are. You gotta check the movie out yourself. So when I saw those reactions, I kind of cried a little bit, but also too, I almost lost it. I almost lost it. I was like, oh my god! I was all like that. So yeah, so I think the reactions were really cool, but I'm not gonna tell you what the reactions are. Like I said, you gotta check the movie out yourself. But anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. So let's start off with the actors. Now let's get into the actors and the characters. First off, I'm going to start off with Tom Holland as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. He's really good in this movie. This is Tom Holland's best performance. This is Tom Holland's best incredible and great performance I ever seen from him, because his character is just trying to get himself out of this disgusting situation, because Peter Parker is now revealed. Now Peter Parker has been revealed by Mysterio to New York, but probably not just to New York, but also probably like in other states as well. But what Peter Parker is trying to do is just get himself out of this disgusting situation by going to Doctor Strange. If he can recast the spell and mind wipe people to forget the world that he is Spider-Man. So yeah, that's what I really like about Tom Holland's Peter Parker, and also Tom Holland's Peter Parker is getting more focused. Yeah, Tom Holland's getting more of the focus in the movie because after what he's trying to get himself out of, after what Mysterio did to his secret identity that he is Spider-Man, and now what? Peter Parker's got to go to Doctor Strange and see if he can help him out of this. So. And also, too, speaking of Tom Holland's Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I hope we do get a chance to see him more in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I heard we are going to be getting 3 more Spider-Man movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I heard, because I heard we are going to get 3 more Spider-Man movies in the MCU. And I know there's gonna be a lot of questions with those 3 Spider-Man movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Who is he gonna team up with? Is he gonna team up with, like, let's say one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe characters, or a couple, or maybe 3 or 2 or 4 Marvel characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in his 3 solo movies that we're gonna get in the future? Yeah, and who else? And also, who are going to be the actual villains? What villains are we getting? What villain are we getting? And who's going to be the main bad guy of the movie? I know there are going to be a lot of questions from fans, including myself, about 3 more Marvel Spider-Man movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hopefully, we might see him a little bit more, depending on Sony. I mean, because, Sony actually owned Spider-Man in the past, though. But, yeah. I think that's it I think that's it for Tom Holland's I think that's it for Tom Holland. And next up is Zendaya as MJ. She's really good here. This is the best performance I also seen from her. She's more like a love interest to Peter Parker. And also they have that sweet relationship. Tom Holland and Zendaya have a really sweet relationship in this movie, and also most likely in real life, actually. But I think MJ in this movie was more like a supporting character in this movie, trying to support Peter Parker after what happened. And now MJ was one of my favorite characters. I think Zendaya is one of my favorite MJs of all times. Yeah, she makes a really good MJ though in this movie, but yeah, she's really good. Next up is Jacob Batalon, whatever his last name is. Jacob Batalon as Ned. As Ned, he actually really makes me laugh. He probably made me laugh probably at least 5 times, but then he's really great in this movie as well. And I really like his characters mainly because he's more than just a friend to Peter Parker and MJ. He's more like a brother figure to Parker and MJ. But yeah, and also Ned also has some really funny moments in the movie. He's also really good here. So I think that's it for Ned. And next up is Marissa, I think it's Marissa, and Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. She makes a really good Aunt May in this movie. I mean, I think when Tom Holland's Peter Parker, when Tom Holland was introduced as Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since Captain America Civil War, I was looking at Aunt May like, she looks a little bit young in this movie. No offense, but I think she makes a really good Aunt May in this movie. I mean, I understand Marvel wanted to do something different with Aunt May, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, which means I understand, I get it. I mean, it's no big deal. But she makes a really good Aunt May, and she's really fantastic in the movie. And what I really like about her Aunt May is she's more like a mother figure to Peter Parker and Spider-Man as well. So that's what I really like about her. And next up, and also I do want to talk about is Happy Hogan. Happy Hogan, played by Jon Favreau, and he's also fantastic in the movie, but you don't really see him a lot. Yeah, he isn't in the movie probably too much, but he does have some really funny moments in the movie. And also sometimes he's really giving a really neat performance as well. So Jon Favreau's really good here as Happy Hogan. So yeah, he's really good here. And also with Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange, who was also fantastic in the movie. He also was really good here. He also has some funny moments in the movie, but you don't really see him. You do see him a lot, but not that much often in the movie. But yeah, he makes a really. And Benedict Cumberbatch, we're gonna be back in 2016. When I heard he was gonna be playing Doctor Strange, I was just like, I never heard this Doctor Strange character before. But when I looked at Doctor Strange in the comic books, I was like, oh, so that's Doctor Strange. So Benedict Cumberbatch makes a really good Doctor Strange, and I can't wait for that new Doctor Strange movie to come out next year. So that's really exciting as well. And also I do want to talk about the villains real quick. And I know what's really cool, the villains. The villains in the movie, I want to start off with Green Goblin, played by William Dafoe, or I should say Norman Osborn, aka Green Goblin, played by William Dafoe. William Dafoe, every time I see his Green Goblin on screen, he brings me back as a kid. This guy brings me back as a child again because of how great he's good in this movie. I liked him in the 2002 Spider-Man movie, directed by Sam Raimi. But in this movie, he was a great villain. And also too, I was expecting for him to get an upgrade, like a CGI version of himself. I was expecting a CGI version of Green Goblin, like in the comics and the cartoons. But now we don't. I was like, he's still wearing that same costume that we saw in the 2002 Spider-Man that we saw in the past. He makes a really good Green Goblin in the movie, though. But he's also fantastic here. But yeah, he's really good in the movie, though. And next up is Alfred Molina as Dr. Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock for short. I haven't seen him in a very long time since Spider-Man 2 back in 2004, I guess. And also, he brings me back as a kid again, because I grew up with his Doc Ock as a kid. And he makes a really good Doc Ock in the movie. And also, Alfred Molina is also a DH version of himself, which is really respectful to the fans who watched Spider-Man 2 back in the past. Because this is one of the most, and also he gives a really good performance, and also this is one of the most respectful DH versions of Doc Ock I ever seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they did a fantastic job making him more of a DH version of himself. And next up is Jamie Foxx as Electro. And Jamie Foxx as Electro, I haven't seen him in a while since The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Even though he was blue, and now he's a little bit like a comic book version of. I mean, he's not even close to be a comic book version of himself, which I kind of wish he dressed up in a costume as Electro from the actual comic books and the cartoons themselves. But yeah, because recently in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, we all know that he was blue. Well, some of us know that he was blue, but now he's way better as his actual version than he was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because he was blue. I mean, no offense to Jamie Foxx. I really dig Jamie Foxx's performance in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I thought he was really good in that movie, but I was just like, why is he blue? Why is this guy blue? Doesn't make any sense for him to be blue. No offense. But as Jamie Foxx as Electro right here, he was really great in this movie as well. And I do want to talk about next up the Lizard. I forgot the actor's name. This is the same act. I forgot the actor's name. Who played Dr. Connor in the Amazing Spider-Man 1. Him as Lizard. It was nice to see Lizard once again. Because I think he's giving something more to do. Because I think he was way better in this movie than I liked him in The Amazing Spider-Man 1, but I don't think they gave... I think he was a really good villain in The Amazing Spider-Man 1, but not too much of a good villain. But in this movie, I think they did a fantastic job. But I just wish they made him as a comic book version of himself. But they probably was out of options. Maybe they didn't want to disrespect the fans who watched Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in the past, back in 2012. Which is my understanding, but I think Lizard could deserve an upgrade though. But I'm just saying. But I think Lizard was really good here. And next up is the Sandman, played by Thomas Hayden Church. I thought he did a fantastic job in the movie as well. He's really good here, and it was nice to see him once again. It's nice to see him once again as the villain since Spider-Man 3 back in 2007. It's been a while since myself and most of us have seen him. But he was way better in this movie. But he did a fantastic job here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody else. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's enough for the actors and the characters. And what's really cool about this movie is I like the chemistry. What's really interesting about the movie is now we have Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And also, because recently in Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man teamed up with Iron Man. Far From Home, he teamed up with Nick Fury. And now in this movie, he teamed up with Dr. Stephen Strange. But since Spider-Man's getting 3 more movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who else he's going to team up with? Is Tom Holland as Spider-Man? Is he going to team up with Shang-Chi or Yolanda Belova or Kate Bishop? I don't know. Who is he going to team up with in those 3 movies? It's got to be one of them. But we'll see what happens. And what's really interesting about the movie, of how great this movie was, of how dark it is, because Homecoming and Far From Home were more kid-friendly movies. This movie is even darker and crazier. It was really crazy, and I was okay with this movie being a little bit darker, but the reason why it's a little bit dark is because due to the fact that I think John Watts, the director himself, probably wanted to do a little bit more something different with the screening of this movie, which is my understanding. And he also does give us what we want. He most likely did listen to the fans. He gives what the fans wanted. I think he did listen to the fans of what they wanted in Spider-Man No Way Home. I know there were a lot of questions. Before this movie came out, Spider-Man No Way Home was probably giving a lot of questions from fans around the world, including myself. We was asking so many questions of what's going on in this movie. Who are we going to see in the movie? And I thought this movie was going to be the last movie, but I think we might get three Spider-Man movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it depends on Sony, though. Depends on Sony. Let's see. And what I really also enjoy about the movie is the action. The action is great. The action sequences are fantastic. I really love the action in the movie. The action in the movie feels like you're watching Spider-Man. This feels like you're watching an actual Spider-Man movie, because I really love the actual villains that we saw in the previous Spider-Man movies in the past are back as their main villains, which is one of the most respectful things I've ever seen in a Spider-Man movie, and that's why I really enjoyed. That's why I really love this movie way better. And I think the action in the movie, the fight scenes were really good. And the chemistry between Peter Parker, MJ, and Ned is most likely sweet. And Peter Parker and MJ are also have really good chemistry to each other. And Peter Parker also has really good chemistry with Ned, his best friend. I think he has really good chemistry with other characters that he knows. So I think this movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, is one of the best Marvel movies of all times, and hopefully we'll get 3 more Spider-Man movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, depending on Sony. Let's see what happens. But I think this movie is by far one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen in the MCU. So all I can say is this is probably it. I think that's about it. Spider-Man No Way Home is one of the best Marvel movies of all times, and I hope we'll get a chance to see future Spider-Man movies as well. Hopefully, we'll see what sometimes in the near future or in the later future. And I think that's about it for this video. And I think that's about it, and nothing much to say. This is one of the best Spider-Man movies of all times, and because by the time this movie come out on DVD, I'm definitely gonna see it. I'm sorry, I'm definitely gonna get the DVD when it comes out, and also I'm probably gonna be watching it over and over again. Probably, I don't know, but I think that's about it. I think that's about it for this movie review for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I think that's about it. So be sure to like, subscribe, push notifications about it, follow me on Instagram, comment down below, and I'll see you on my next video, and thank you for watching.